must mention the fact that in 30 years I've been growing maize since 1972. Some of you are not born.
I was born that the year I was born.
And in that spate of time, we never sold maize for 3,000 shillings a bag. But we, through good leadership of my CEO and the committee, we actually raised the price of maize for the farmer, and we were buying maize at 3,000 shillings. That has never happened in 30 years. And by the way, the farmers were happy, the millers were happy, and we were happy. So I don't know where the problem came from. The other thing I want to mention is that we were concerned whether actually this money was still in our account. So I wrote to the governor of the Central Bank, and I said I want an appointment, and he did give me an appointment. I came from Kitale and met him. And my question was, Strategic Food Reserve account is ours, but the administrator is the Minister of Agriculture. I want to know the status of my account, because we had written so many letters to the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Agriculture, saying, can you give us the status of account of our account in CBK? And he wouldn't. So I thought, this man, knowing that I was the chair of the board and that the money belonged to SFR, he would tell me. And he said, Daktari, I cannot, I'm sure you are married, no bank manager will reveal the account of your wife. So similarly, my hands are tied. I cannot tell you the status of the account of Strategic Food Reserve, because the signatory is none other than the PS Minister of Agriculture. So I just left the office, and finally, the minister, when they broke into the office, I had driven to Kitale with a government car. But I must commend His Excellency the President. There was I think a government instruction that parastatals and ministries should not buy cars, just buy new cars. We tried to buy a new car through the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Agriculture. They wouldn't, they just quoted that back to us. So I wrote to the President and said, look, I know what you have said about ministries and parastatals as far as cars are concerned, but Strategic Food Reserve doesn't have a single car. Can you allow us to have a car? Sure. The President wrote back in 2 weeks and said, yes, you can go and buy the car you want. And we bought the usual, the farmer's car, car to go around the country, Prado. So at the time they broke into my office, I had just driven to Kitale. And I said, now I'm not chairman of Strategic Food Reserve. How do I take this car back? So I locked it in my garage in my house, in my compound, about 4 months. And then I got a letter from the Minister of Agriculture saying, we want that car. We want the car to come to Nairobi for auditing. I wrote back to him and said, but we have the district commissioner here with government cars. This car will be audited here because it belongs to me and I'm still the chairman of Strategic Food Reserve. He said, no, we want the car here. So I did not comply. 2 months later, they sent a letter through the police to get the car. And so the district commissioner is a nice guy called Okech, and he advised me, Daktari, you have so many cars. Do you want really to have your name in the paper that they came to break into your house? I said, for anybody to come into my garage or in my compound, he needs a court order. He said, these people will get a court order. You better give them the car. So I serviced the car and made sure that everything was there. It was fueled, and I gave it to the commissioner, and the county commissioner, who then drove it to the Ministry of Agriculture. And I have documents to that, so the car is there. Those are the things I wanted to add.
Anyway, we've had a lot, and as you say,